Hi everyone, Maxine here with Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today you're seeing something a little bit different on my table. G with Happiness and Crafting has honored me with the invitation to be a guest designer on her team. So I'm going to be doing a few projects using one of her gorgeous kits. If you have a chance, go to her Etsy shop and I will have the links below. Check out her digitals and her shop. She does fabulous work. I've always loved her stuff. I have purchased over the years many of her kits. So let's get started. I chose the Shabby Chic French collection, and it comes in two separate kits, so you can, just get one or get both, depending on your needs. This one is part 1, and it's got some lovely little shapes to use for ephemera, for layering. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Each one of these are just a perfect little picture. The colors, I hope they're coming across on my video. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. The background is the perfect vintage color, in my opinion. Yeah, they are just, look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? The little documents peeking out, the script, the beautiful flowers all through. Yeah, it's gorgeous. There's just no other word for it. I am so in awe of people that can do this, and G especially is very talented in putting these together. They flow so nicely. The script peeking out, the flowers, the postcards, just everything. It's just a yummy it's just a yummy kit. The colors are gorgeous. My printer chose to put this border on it, so yeah, I don't know about that. But that's my printer has chosen to put this border on here, so I don't know how to get it to not. But look at this. Isn't this the most beautiful kit? The colors are so fabulous. The flowers, the script, everything. It's just amazing. There's another one. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Elements in here. It's just, she does a wonderful job. Good attention to layout and composition. And that was part 1. That was kit 1, whatever you want to call it. This is part 2. And this has some lovely smaller renditions of the larger pages that you could use for journaling cards or tags or for layering, whatever you want to do. This has got some fun shapes to it to work with, and each one of these are just the perfect little picture. It's just beautiful. I hope it's coming across well, but this is a stunning kit, and the colors are just fabulous, and it truly is shabby chic. Truly is shabby chic. It's just amazing. Again, the beautiful rose and the postcard with the postage stamps in the back. This is more of a neutral. You could use this for a background or for backing. This one as well. It's great for a background or backing on tags or journaling cards. It's a beautiful picture. I just love the composition and how she places things. It's very well done. Very well done indeed. Beautiful rose. I love the script. Has some more fun little shapes to play with. I didn't do anything. I printed. I didn't adjust. I didn't do anything. This is the way this page comes. It's like half size of two of the larger ones. Here's some more journaling cards. Again, I mean, these are just so beautiful. Just beautiful. And that's the last one. Another sheet of smaller size of the larger pages for journaling, journal cards or whatever. So anyway, that's what we're going to be using. So let's get this party started. Okay, today we're going to make some ephemera for our journal. And this is what I've come up with. It opens like this. And it's just a 3-fold. This side has a little tuck pocket. This middle one has a belly band. And this side has a little pocket. I still need to decorate the tags. But yeah, this is what we're making today, guys. And I started this using book page. But, and it's because I had a large book that I started with on the base. But I thought, you know what? This is another opportunity to use up scrapbook paper that we might not otherwise want to use. So, you know, if you have some scrapbook paper that you don't necessarily want to use in your journal, excuse me, in your journal, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So we're just going to start right up. Now I am going to line this with book page. At least, let's see. That would be the back, but that folds over. So you want to gauge your size. Of course, that's dependent on, you know, the size of your journal page. So you're going to have to make that decision based on the size of your journals. You can make this ahead of time. If the size of your journal pages are pretty much the same all the time, then you could totally make these ahead of time. All right. Get those folds creased down well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to overlap the flap here. So, you know, it's kind of like an envelope. Okay, like that. And now I want to cut this down because there's no point in, covering the whole thing. So let's see here. So basically, let's see, the journal that we're working on, the Happiness and Crafting Journal, the pages are 10 inches. So we got plenty of wiggle room on this one. And the width of them is about 6.5. So 10 inches. So we're going to make this, let's just do 9. How about that? This we could make something else out of that. I see a pocket. I see a pocket in its future. So here we are. So this back page, you can decorate or not decorate depending on whether you plan to glue it down onto a page or to have this loose in a journal and just clipped in somehow. You could also, put pocket or something like that on the back side if that's what your intent is. My intent, however, is to glue it in. So I am going to forego the decorating of the back. That's a design decision that you need to make up front on what your intent is. Of course, you could always just cover it with book page and leave it like that. If you're doing like a mass making, or you're making these ahead of time to have in your stash, you could cover the back just with book page. And then, when it comes time to put it in a journal, then you have your choice, either decorate it further or leave it as it is and just glue it down. So let's get out. This project has just exploded on my table here, and I've got stuff everywhere. So I hope everyone is doing well, having a good week. I can't believe it's June already. Time's just going so fast. I don't know. Do you feel that? I feel that. It's like, it's just going so fast, I can't wrap my mind around it. There we go. And then we got up here. Now we can go like that, can't we? this up and that down. Okay, now we'll do this side. And this side's going to take a little bit more, it looks like. Alrighty. Oops. And this one down. Let's see what we got left. There we are. So, let's see here. We just got a little bit to do there. Oh, silly. And you don't have to take these off if you don't want to. I kind of like having just the text. And unless the page has, you know, aged really pretty. You know, and that border is a really pretty color. Then I will keep it, but this is all going to get covered up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I don't guess. Oops. All right. And one more to go here. There we go. Fold that. Oops. It's not quite dry yet. Okay. So, yeah, that's all we need to do if we're not going to if we're not, you know, if we're going to glue it down, then, you know, that is all we need to do. Now we need to, you know what, this one, I made that size on purpose. I think, yeah, I think that's what I'll do on this one too. So, let's see. I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it there. Okay, and right there. There we go. All right, so yeah, make it the size of your page or the size of the paper you're working with. Okay, so now let me get our papers. Now let's see what we want to do here. I'm going to do that one on the inside. You know what I am going to do right now? You know what? I keep hesitating, don't I? That probably wouldn't work well. I keep hesitating. Oops. That off. And like so. Now I'm going to put book page just up on where these folds are, just so if you know some of it's peeking out, what you see is book page and not, you know, the scrapbook paper, if that makes sense. Okay, so okay, and this side. All right. Get that crease back in there. We can trim off those bits. Okay, now what I want to do is spin these back and do my inking. You can ink or not ink. You know, to be or not to be, to ink or not ink. That way, it just takes care of that little bit that will poke out. Okay, so now we got this page we're going to put in right here on the back. And where's my ruler? And this also helps to see where that fold is too. So, you know, it kind of serves a purpose there. You can see where that fold is. There we go. And I'm going to ink around this. Again, I'm using the Victorian Velvet color for this project. There we go. awesome. All right. I like this glue stick because it's, you know, when you put it down, it's purple. So you can see where you've been and where you've covered, you know. It's nice. And it seems to work really well, too. I have not been disappointed with it, or I wouldn't be using it, right? You know me, if something doesn't perform or work well, I'm done with it. So I'm not going to spend my money on something that doesn't do what I need it to do. Huh. Okay. Keep that little strip. I'm sure that will come in handy. All right, so well, you won't even see that if I put a, but you know, we could do something else so you could see it. Okay, so get that right about there. Get this inked up. Some glue down. So, you have plans for this summer at all? I tell you, I did a little look about, you know, maybe going to the coast for a weekend anyway, a couple days. And everything's booked up for the whole summer, not just for the time period I was looking at, but pretty much for the whole summer. I said, okay, well, you know, those dates aren't available. What is available? And there wasn't anything available. So, yeah, I'm a little surprised by that, tell you the truth. I mean, one thing does not match the other, you know, as far as, you know, what they're saying on the news all the time about inflation and the cost of everything. And yeah, I agree. I mean, what we pay in groceries these days is shocking. It really is shocking for the two of us. Of course, we don't, you know, we don't buy a lot of processed foods. We get high quality grass-fed beef, you know, things like that. You know, we don't get, well, we don't buy cheap food, that's for darn sure. And now even more than ever, it's pretty apparent. It's shocking, you know, and I think, oh my goodness, what do families do, you know? And it's just the two of us, and the kitty, of course, you know, he gets good quality food too. But, yeah, it is discouraging, to say the least, to go to the store these days. But, you know, given all that, you know, all these hotels are booked. on the coast. And the prices are outrageous. Totally outrageous. I mean, just for a couple of days stay, we're talking about, you know, $500 to $700 just for a couple nights. That's unheard of on the Oregon coast, anyway. So, yeah, not only are all these hotels full, but they're charging exorbitant rates, and people are still going. So, you know, where there seems to be a disconnect somewhere, you know, in the news and all the doom and gloom and how families are struggling, and yeah, I mean, we are, but at the same time, all the hotels are booked. I don't know. Okie doke. So now we got the inside done. We need to do the outside. I just love G's paper. This kit is so fun to work with. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I wonder. See, now this is patinaed really nicely. So I just want to, yeah, that has a beautiful color, doesn't it? I think it has a beautiful color. Where are we? And it feels, oh my goodness, I wish you could feel this paper. It is very thick paper. This from a book from the 1800s. And, you know, it's just fabulous feeling paper. I mean, you don't get paper like that anymore, you know? It's just very thick, very substantial. It just has this velvety feel to it. I am using every bit of it, every inch of it. And I'm going to ink up a little bit on this end. Get this going here. Trim that off. There we go. So yeah, I was quite disappointed that I couldn't find a place for a couple of days. And I couldn't afford $500 for a couple of nights anyway, so, you know. And then, of course, I have, you know, other requirements, as it were, you know. The place has to be accessible, and, you know, my scooter has to be able to get to whatever it is, you know. The scooter I have does not do all-terrain at all. It pretty much is solid surface type of contraption. You know, it won't go on gravel. I've tried that. That was a mistake. Yeah, it won't go on gravel. It won't go on grassy dirt or anything like that. You know, it has to have a solid surface to be on, paved. So I have those issues. And of course, you know, the room has to be ground floor, or they have to have an elevator, which a lot of them don't. Most of them don't have elevators. So, so yeah, I got a lot of issues that most people don't have to even think about. Well, that goes that way, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know that it matters, really. I mean, it could go either way, couldn't it? So, yeah. I got a lot of issues that most people don't even have to think about. Yeah. And it's hard to tell when you're looking online. You know, hotels don't give a lot of information in that aspect, so it's really hard to tell, you know, if a place is going to meet your needs or not. If you're going to get there and and find that you can't even get to the room, you know what I mean? We years ago, and this was when we were still somewhat mobile, you know. I mean, we weren't using scooters or anything. We rented a house up in the San Juans in Washington State. I love the San Juan Islands. And we rented a house for a week. And at that time, I wasn't using a scooter yet. I don't believe I was using a cane yet, but I was starting to have some real issues with walking. And so I asked the person about stairs, you know, and she says, "Oh no, it's not bad, you know, a couple of stairs." Oh my God, we got there, we pulled up to this house, and it was a huge A-frame overlooking the water. It was absolutely gorgeous. But on the side of the house that you couldn't see in any of her pictures was this staircase that had to been like 4 stories. And I just like, what? So yeah, we had to go up the side stairs to actually get into the place, because, you know, the top was the main house. And then we were able to bring things in from a lower level and take things up a level at a time, if you understand. So there was steps to get up to the first floor, and we could go in through a patio door. Once we were in the house and got it unlocked, we could go through this patio door. And then there was another flight of stairs to get up to the main level. And then there was another flight of stairs to get to the upper floor, which was the master bedroom. And I kind of wished we would have just stayed on the lower floor, because the lower floor was complete. I mean, it had a bedroom, a bathroom, a sitting room, a TV. It had everything you needed. And I wish we would have just stayed there instead of going up, you know. But anyway, all right, so that is done. Isn't that pretty? Now we need to make our little, oh, wait a minute, where did I put that? Okay, so we are going to make our little buttons. Let's see. I need cardstock. Here we go. This is cardstock. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So, you know, I was bummed, and unfortunately that day, bringing stuff in, because we were there for a week and it was a house, so of course we stopped and we had groceries, not knowing what the kitchen had or didn't have. I brought a lot of things from the house, you know. Turns out the kitchen was very well stocked, so I wouldn't have needed any of the things I brought from home, but I did bring a bunch of stuff from home. I'm just gluing these together right now. Building up the discs. So yeah, it was a very well-stocked kitchen. I wouldn't have needed the stuff I brought from home, but you know, one never knows, do you? Just because it says it's a well-stocked kitchen doesn't mean, you know, it has the stuff that you're going to want. So I had boxes of kitchen stuff from the house. We had groceries that we stopped in town and got some things because we were there for a week. So, you know, we were planning on eating in most of the time. So we had a lot of stuff, and by the time we were done with bringing all this stuff up and our suitcases and clothes and what have you, we were just wiped, and I was in serious pain. We didn't go anywhere for like 2 days. I mean, it was horrible, and I sent a message to the gal and I said, you know, when somebody has stairs like this, they really should at least have a picture of it in their listings, just so people know it's only fair, you know, that people know beforehand what they're getting into. And so I sent her a picture I took that shows the side of this house and the stairs going up, you know, and she actually put it in her listing. She said thank you. She just never even thought, and she put that picture in her listing. So, you know, I felt good about that because, you know, I mean, people don't know, you know, I mean, geez, would I have thought about that years ago? No, I wouldn't have given it any thought at all, you know. It just depends on, you know, what somebody has to deal with, you know, whether or not something like that's going to make a difference to them. And, you know, it's only fair that, you know, if a place has stairs like that, that at least they have a picture letting people know, you know, what to expect, because that could have been bad. I mean, if either one of us had been any worse than what we were at the time, could have been bad, you know. I mean, it could have been the end of our vacation right there, you know. We would have had to turn around and come all the way home from, you know, the San Juans and not been able to stay, you know, had we been any worse than we were at the time. So, you know, it's only fair that these homeowners, these property owners, they let you know what to expect. And if you've got, you know, 4 stories of stairs getting into a place, then, well, any stairs at all, really, they should have they should at least have a picture of it. If they're not going to talk about it in their description of the place, they should at least have a picture, letting people know, because that's just, you know, that's just wrong not to. But yeah, it pretty much wiped us out. We were, we didn't leave that place for 2 days. I'm pretty sure it was 2 days before we went anywhere, because we were just knockered. And it was beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful house, beautiful deck, gorgeous view. You know, couldn't ask for more. You know, I don't have any problem with the house at all, really. Just, it would have been nice to have known. I mean, we wouldn't have rented that house, let's put it that way. If I had known those stairs like that, we wouldn't have, I would have passed on that house. Okay, so let's get out some brads. Is this, wait a minute, no, that's not the right one. This is the right one. Let's see, do we have any decorative ones we could use, or, oh, there we go, I like those. I don't suppose they have to be matchy-matchy. They could be 2 different ones that go together, you know. Don't have to be matchy-matchy, but okay. Now, let's get this going here. Okay. Let's get this placed. Right like that. This over there. That in there. Okay, now this is the tricky one, because you got to get it lined up with the first one. Ah, I can't see where it is. Sweet. Okay, let's see here. This one's not quite as wide as the other one I did. A little narrower. Yeah, if we can get that in there and not have that thing move around, that would be awesome. There we go. That in a little bit. See, I'm not putting any glue or anything down, and you'll see why on the discs. There's no glue holding them down, it's just the brad. All right, so now you need to get some twine, string, thread, you know, whatever you have. And I'm going to bring it around on this bottom one and tie a knot. Get it in there really tight. Okay. Like that. See, that's why we're not gluing it down at all, because the string has to go underneath of it. And I'm going to bring my scissors in here and give a whack. Okay, now bring it up, and how many times you want to wrap it or whatever, and just cut it off. There we go. So that is it, guys. And now on the inside, you just decorate all you want. This one, I added a little butterfly that I found in my stash, and a word, and yeah, open it up, and I've got a, you know, pocket there, and a belly band I thought would be fun there. And I decorated, you know, it's kind of a snippet roll on top of the belly band. So yeah, you can decorate this any way you want. I think I'm going to have upper tuck on this one, because I don't want to cover up these pretty flowers. So I'm going to have an upper tuck, I think, up here. And I'll probably do another belly band in the middle. And then for this side, I don't know, maybe a side tuck, a small little you know, side tuck thing or something. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me on this Happiness in Crafting guest design team June project. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And take a look over on Happiness in Crafting on Etsy. G has beautiful, beautiful digitals. She does a fantastic job with her designs and stuff. So go check her out and join me next time. Until then, ladies, take care of you. Love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.